Hi, I'm Lynn.
Hi, I'm Nathan.
And we're mentors here at Circus Central. And today we're going to do some balancing,
some spinning,
and some looking at the world upside down. And we're inviting you to find ways that you're interested in of balancing and
spinning
and going upside down. And then we're going to show you some of the ways that we really like exploring and trying.
Yeah, so a big part of circus is about exploring, and it's called exploring, but it's messing about. So yeah, find some things in your house, have a little mess about, just stay safe and have some fun. Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm a juggler, I'm a ringmaster, I'm also a balancer, so I ride unicycles and I walk on ropes. But we're going to look at some very easy types of balance that pretty much anybody can do, and you can do it with household objects. So, the first secret to balance is that long things are easier to balance than short things. And also, things that have a heavy end are easier to balance than things that are just the same all the way up and down. So most everybody has like a broom or a mop in their house, so this is what we're going to try and balance with. So, maybe hide all the expensive things or have a little go of it outside. Just make sure you've got a good bit of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my long object and I'm going to put it in my favourite hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put it in my favourite hand, and I'm going to try and keep my hand really flat like I'm carrying a plate. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm always looking at the top of my object. That's really important. So I put it in my hand, I'm looking at the top of it, and I'm going to let go. And if the object starts moving, I just go with it. So if it's falling forward, I go with it. If it falls to the left, I go with it. If it falls to the right, I go with it. And always I'm looking up. If it comes at me, I just walk backwards. So the whole time. And as you get better, you can move your feet less, and you can just do it with your hand. And over time, it might look like actually you're staying still. But what I'm doing is I'm making micro corrections. So maybe there's somebody in your house who's put a bit of time into this, or is actually really good at it, and they're very good at looking up and moving with the thing so that they're managing to balance it. Then what you can do is you can start to challenge yourself and make it harder, and you can get a shorter thing. Whoop! So most everybody has a wooden spoon in their house, or a fish slice, or something like that. Obviously not the kitchen knives, nothing sharp. And then what we have here is we have something that is long and it has a heavy end, but it's not as long as our broom, so this is going to be much more difficult. But it's the same thing. I open my hand flat, I put it in the middle of my hand, and I'm going to watch the top of it. And this is definitely a lot more difficult. I can do the broom without much thought, but I really have to look at this one. Let's see if I can come and walk towards you with it. So I'm balancing it, and now I'm going to tip it forward slightly and come with it. Okay, so while I can ride this, in my shows I always like to balance it on my face. And it looks really impressive, and it is a little bit heavy, but remember, long things are easier to balance than short things.
I'm from Circus Central, and I'm going to teach you 3 ways that you can go upside down in your own home. First one is going to be a shoulder stand, super easy, but first maybe you need to warm up your neck a bit, give it a bit of like this, circles backwards. Please do this all on your own risk. You know what your bodies are and how they feel, so just do what's safe for you. First thing you do is lie on your back, legs up to the sky. I'm going to use my hands, I'm going to push on the floor, and I'm going to push my bum all the way up. Now, if this is comfortable, you can have a little stretch here, move about. The next step would be hands on your hips, and you're going to stretch your legs up. Now, once we're here, we can do loads of cool stuff with our legs. Try straddles. And then if you're feeling super comfortable with this, you can even hold on to your hip and try and bring one leg in front of the other. Ta-da! So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to teach you how to do a generic headstand. First, we're going to find the spot on our head where it's the safest to do our headstand. People think it's quite far at the front, but it's not. I'd say it's in the middle of your fringe parting here, the middle of your head. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a triangle on the floor. And at the point of the triangle, that's where my head's going to go. And at the two corners, that's where my hands are going to go. Please keep in mind that this triangle is super important as it gives you lots of structure in your body and make it really strong. So let's draw that triangle together. I'm going to put one hand, and my head at the top of the triangle. Now, I'm thinking really clearly about making my arms in this L shape, yeah? So I don't want them to be like this, and I don't want them to be too far straight. I want them to be super nice and locked in. My elbows locked in, they're not coming out like this. My two triangles here, and my head here. And then for the first part, I'm just going to try and go my tippy toes. Like this. How to move about. If that's feeling good, then you can keep crawling up your tippy toes to get to the top. So we're going to go crawl, crawl. You can lift a leg, and lift the other leg, and then you can do your funky legs like you did in the other shoulder stand, and come down nice and safely. Also, if you want to do this super safe, you can do it up against a wall, or a couch, or your bed, or someone really squishy. Now the third exercise is going to be a creative task where you get to choose how you spend your time upside down. So this could be either on the shoulders like this, it could be on your back like this, on your head, or in any way you want. Perhaps like this. So it's up to you to decide. Figure out a way that you can play upside down safely and in the comfort of your own home.
So, I'm Lynn, I'm up on the trapeze, and I'm going to show you some of my favourite ways to do balancing and spinning and upside down. You find your way. These are some of my favourites.